Yes.
All right.
Oh, see how quickly that happened? We're on air. Hey, everybody, I'm Shane. I'm here with Matt and Heather from Dauzat, St. Marie. Did I say that right?
It's close.
Almost.
Dauzat.
Dauzat.
Dauzat
French.
rhymes
I
with
knew.
robot.
I know. Yeah,
French folks.
I'm always terrible. But
We're from Louisiana, so it's French.
yeah,
French
of course.
folks.
Of course. What part of Louisiana are y'all from?
I'm from about as far south as you can go.
Okay.
In La Rose, in Lafourche Parish.
I'm from Ruston, which is about as
Almost.
far north as you can go.
I know
so
where that is. I don't know. where.
two different worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard. So I usually start these interviews off talking about the history of the venue and the artist, and this is your first time, which it's a Tuesday night right before 4th of July, and we had a, pretty nice house. So
So
Yeah.
pretty good, right?
yeah, we feel good. Y'all knew a lot of people here, so
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
y'all have.
Called the troops in.
Do they come in from Louisiana, or do you have friends here in Houston?
We
A
have-
lot of them from here.
Okay.
Yeah, so like we've picked up we a lot of family and friends, but then we picked up like fans from Rick Springfield,
Oh, yeah,
stuff that
of
we
course.
do, and then Seal now too. So a lot of those people came out too, and then
Yeah.
by the end of the show, we're all family anyway, right?
Right, of course.
Which is great.
Of course. We feel that way here anyway. So,
Oh, yeah.
so y'all reside in North Hollywood now, I
Yes,
guess.
we
Oh,
do.
nice.
Since 2002.
Yeah, I've been once. It was an interesting place.
Interesting, yeah.
That's a good
I
summary.
enjoyed it, but it was interesting. I was younger.
That's a good summary.
So I'm going to get these questions started. Y'all ready for this?
Let's do it.
What is the first record that you purchased with your own money?
Dude.
You're going to learn a little bit about each other.
Skid Row.
Oh, I can already tell I like you.
Well, what was the first one? Was it Skid Row?
Skid Row.
Yeah, Skid Row.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was the
Yeah.
Beastie Boys.
Oh, see, these are both cool to me. I don't know how cool Skid Row is to a lot of other people. I mean, Beastie Boys is just timeless.
Skid Row was my
Yeah.
first concert.
Was it? That's my next question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So was it
I'm
Skid
beating
Row?
you. I'm beating you to
Was
yeah,
it,
Skid
was
Row.
it Skid Row? Was it opening for Bon Jovi? Skid Row.
It was Skid Row on their first tour opening for Bon
wow.
Jovi.
Yeah, yeah. I was at
There
that
you
one
go.
here.
That was
in Houston.
in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay.
That was my first concert.
Yeah, I was at
It was
that
the
one.
game changer.
There
for
you
sure.
go. Mine was Lollapalooza in New Orleans.
Which
I didn't go to
one?
many concerts.
Yeah?
The 92.
Oh, so the second one with
Yeah.
Soundgarden and Pearl Jam.
Yes.
So I was at the one here.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're just off. Just
I know.
One
Little
one
bit.
It's
little
not
thing.
bad though. Yeah, Skid Row.
So, I was at that
Lollapalooza.
Skid Row Bon Jovi tour. My
Yeah.
mom took me, and she's a teacher.
They were on fire.
And Sebastian got there and just
Just
this and
yeah,
that,
on
F
fire.
teachers, and I was like, I just looked at my mom, and she's looking at me. My mom's there for Bon Jovi. I was like, I don't know who these guys are. Even
Oh,
though I
that
had the
was-
tape.
Oh.
So
They were on fire. That was amazing. And for me, it was the game changer. Like once I saw that, I was like, oh,
That was it?
that's what I'm gonna do.
okay.
And then we hung out with Sebastian
Yep.
maybe about three years ago.
Right before it was 2019. Right before 2020.
Yeah.
Because the party stopped in 2020.
right.
Party
We-
did stop in 2020.
No, so
Well-
we're friends with Jerry Cantrell, Alice in
right,
Chains.
nice.
And so he would do. He has his birthday party at his house every year, and that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
It stopped during COVID, but it was right before, and Sebastian was there, and so like got to tell him,
The story.
sorry to make you feel old, but like
You inspired me.
this was like it was the game changer, man. So I,
I
had to tell
always
him.
I always hear mixed things about him. His band doesn't want him back, and he's always in fights with somebody. But
Who knows? Well, he's
then I've had people that know him.
He
that,
seemed like a really great guy.
he's
when we were out.
he's a character though. I mean,
Yeah.
he's outwardly a character. There's
Yeah.
no hiding, and so he was cool, man.
Yeah.
We had fun with him. He's a cool
okay.
dude.
So who was the first artist you put on a pedestal? Posters on the wall. Did all their stuff.
Skid Row. Maybe.
I don't think I've ever owned an artist poster.
No?
But for me, like Alice in Chains was
Okay.
just
Yeah.
the epitome. Like that's when I was like, I want to be in a band and I want to do this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
That would have been the game changer for Dauzat
Us.
St. Marie.
Yeah.
That's what we came mostly together over as Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to put a band together, and in interim, while we were like, interviewing people, we would go out to coffee shops just to start working on our chops, just to
Right.
see what we even sound like. And
Yep.
that's obviously you just start playing Alice in Chains covers, and I think it's what kind of
Yeah. But that's where
made
we
us-
honed that harmony that we're known for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they had such great harmonies.
Yeah, they did. It's, to me, like that band, as big as they are, is still one of the most underrated.
I know.
Yep.
I mean, that Dirt record is just
Dirt was
ridiculous.
Definitely a game changer, right?
It was. So maybe it's on my next question. You got
Oh.
3 records. You're going into a deserted island. You
Oh.
get to take 3
Oh,
records.
definitely dirt.
No greatest hits, if you can avoid
Yeah,
it. No
right.
greatest
Dirt.
hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely dirt.
Definitely
son.
dirt.
Okay.
Oh. Ooh.
I know this is the one that's. This is like interview gold, is when people sit
I
and
know,
think.
because
But
like,
it's a
how do
tough
I
question.
narrow it down?
And later on, when you're driving, you'll be like, I should have said this one.
Right?
Yeah. No, we're gonna call you from the road. So I think
You know,
a weird one for me. I love that Fiona Apple record,
Oh,
the one
yeah.
with the crazy long
When the
title.
pawn, da 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 da.
Oh, when the bring the bolt cutters one.
It
That-
had a
that
long,
new- the
long name.
newest
just
one
to
that
be
just came out?
weird.
It was
It had Fast as You
Fast
Can
as
on
you
there.
That one.
Uh,
When
Yeah.
the pawn, blah blah blah
Okay.
blah blah.
Yeah, yeah, I
It's
know what you're talking about.
Really good.
I think it just like came to me at a time where we were going from Ruston to Los Angeles quite a bit to go
Yep.
play shows, and we could just put on that record and just listen to it, just go like
Right.
front to back, and never got old. So I think
Right.
for some reason that
The
that one for
songwriting
me.
is so amazing, and it's like listening to. You're inside of her head, listening to all these thoughts and the chaos,
Right.
and then the beauty and the peace, and then madness again. It's
Now you made
just-
me want to go back and listen. I know the record you're
Yeah.
talking about. I never had a deep
It's
dive
the
on that
second one, like so. The first one was great too.
That was huge.
and it had
Yeah.
the shadow boxer.
And
Yeah,
Criminal.
and Criminal.
Yes, and the second one, what were the hits?
I don't-
Fast as you can. I think it was.
I don't think she had like a major. I think
don't-
that was kind of a hit, but she kind of went a little
Yeah.
nutty
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
She's an artist.
Yeah.
Very much. Okay, so
But
there's
anyway, that one's
one.
really good.
I'm trying to think of like. Gosh.
It's tough, right? Like
I
because
know.
records,
No Skid Row.
because well, I
If
think
it's a joint island,
So-
she's
Right.
I don't know. You're not
and so if you had to take a Skid Row, would it be?
Slave to the Grind.
I think Slave to the Grind. So because like that one for me is like they were on to something like huge. I hate that it fell off after that.
Well, that was
Yeah.
super
But just
heavy.
like it was like
Super
heavy.
heavy.
They came out with Monkey Business, just killing people.
There
Yep.
was no what's the one? Remember yesterday? That song.
Right.
Oh,
There was
there's
no
none of that.
ballad.
No
Well, it
18
was.
songs.
Yeah, all the chicks stopped buying the
Right.
records.
Yeah.
Right.
So
The ballads were darker, right? It was like Quicksand Jesus.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It was cool.
It was great.
I loved it.
heavy.
So we'll give you got another one for me.
I mean, you could.
You could
shoot
s- I
Far
mean-
Beyond Driven. Come on.
Right.
Pantera.
Can't- I
Pantera.
used to see them so much when I was a kid
Yeah.
because they were tiny.
It's so funny.
At one
Like we're
point.
not picking any records that would be like indicative of our genre.
I know.
I know I like it because y'all's wheelhouse is pretty much my wheelhouse. I'm like, "Hey, we can do this all night. We can keep going. So we'll stick with those.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
got it.
well, I'll call you later.
And I don't actually ask this question a lot, but since y'all kind of are in my same area, I was thinking the other day, did you ever have a record that a band put out that was like you love the band, and when the record came out, you're like, like for instance, I'm a huge Soundgarden guy. Bad Motorfinger is one of my favorite records ever, and Super Unknown came out, and I was kind of like, oh no. And then
Yeah.
Down on the Upside, and I was like, this band's breaking up, and then they broke
Well,
up. So
Yeah.
I think that's because like they lost some of the.
The hunger, the angst.
it wasn't as heavy, and it just
like
just for me,
so-
but I mean.
There was a bit of a punk element
Yeah.
to the earlier records, and
Yeah.
then this one now was
Very
that
slick.
corporate thing. Still good.
It's
Obviously,
great.
the record's good,
And I go back and I listen to those records.
but you liked the
Yeah.
wild aspect
I did.
of the
Yeah.
band, right?
Yeah.
Just and they kind of lost some of that with that one. I
Yeah, they
think.
did.
Still good, but I agree. So this is a band that you like, and then a record they put out, and you're
just
like,
kind of
oh.
a record you were kind of like, oh, that's pretty disappointed with. And it's not like putting the band down. For me, like those
Right.
records that Soundgarden did were great. It just, for me personally, was just like, I just kind of disappointed.
It's hard because my mind doesn't go to albums anymore.
Right.
You know, I've got playlists, so I'm trying to scroll through my playlists and think of like,
I didn't even think about that.
yeah.
I mean, it is kind of that way, and it's interesting when I do these interviews. I'm always like, "What was your first record? What format it was it on?" And like, some like Jimmy Dale Gilmore and some of these older guys are like, "It's a little 7-inch," And
Yeah.
then other people are like, "It's an LP," and then it's cassette tapes, and then it went on to CDs. And
Yeah.
now it's like I ask the questions like, "What's the last record you bought?" and nobody can answer it.
What,
So-
like, what's a record?
Yeah, I mean, nobody buys it
I like
anymore.
this track.
I think
Yeah.
like a universal would be Saint Anger, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
Right?
You know,
Yeah.
so I went to the one in Dallas this last summer, and the big 2 show thing, and I was like, we got a big thing. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to every single one of these records in succession, and those records couldn't have been that bad. I was like, oh, it's just that snare alone.
It's just the snare sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everybody
It is.
hates the snare.
They do.
What the hell were they thinking?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's no Lulu.
No, that's true. That's true.
So what are we?
But that didn't lose me, by the way. Like, I still love that band.
I
Always
love
have.
them. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
and they're just as good as they ever were.
And
Yes.
and to listen, they don't play any of those Saint Anger songs, but we have heard them do it before.
Yeah.
Live. It's great.
I don't know
Yeah.
if they did because it was a 2 nights, and I think they did something off of it,
Yeah.
but I don't remember. I mean, they did like Fuel and all that. I always hated that song. But anyways, so what are we? We'll get off the Metallica tangent. What are we Netflix and Huluing? What are we watching? You got any shows for us? Everybody needs shows.
Do you want me to really embarrass us?
No, I don't.
I was gonna skip it.
I love to watch The Love Boat.
The Love Boat was cool when I was
Because
8.
it's so stupid and like there's so
So this
much.
is the old one or the?
No, the old one, the original.
yeah.
Like
I think
there's
we got there from Chips.
chips. So like there's so much negative and stress in the world.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, I just want to be in like this hazy la la land of like happiness.
Yeah.
And it started with the chips. And we watched it and it's like, look
the
at
old
for the old
California.
California.
Yeah.
You see LA
Right,
and you're like,
right,
oh my
right.
God, that's just down the street. It looks completely different.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
who knew there was so much green space in LA back then? And then it kind of progressed to, we should just go ahead and watch The Love Boat. And then it's kind of funny because you're like, oh, look at these people on there, But
They have all those guest stars too. Like everybody
Yeah.
was in
It's
it.
cool. Yeah.
everyone, that was the cool thing to do,
I didn't know that was on there. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll-
And that's really just because, number one, I don't want to get caught up in a new show because I want to be able to write music and record
course.
and get out on the road.
It kind of sucks to like be in the middle of a show and then have to go off on a tour,
Right.
and then you come back. And it's like
Where
have
were
to
we?
recap. Like
Yeah.
it's weird.
So reruns are great because you can put them away and come back
Yeah,
later.
that's of course. I mean, I'm kind of that same way. I watch like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and
Oh, yeah.
everybody's like, watch The Bear. I was like, why don't I want to watch The Bear?
We did watch
That's
that.
what I do for
We
a living.
started.
And
We did watch that.
Yeah,
It's
it's too
good.
stressful
But again,
for me.
we went on tour and then it fizzled out
Man,
and
you
we
gotta-
haven't picked it up again.
Yeah.
It's just tough. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're always like on the go, or one of us is like.
Yeah.
So kids out there, Love Boat, if you haven't seen it.
Yes.
So to wrap this up, I'm going to give you 2
Okay.
bands, and you're going to pick your preference. Just because you say you like one does not mean you dislike the other.
Great.
Okay.
First one's Universal, Beatles or Stones?
Beatles.
Beatles.
You would say Elvis, but
Beatles.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
We're
Beatles.
coming to Elvis. Dolly or Aretha?
oh, that's
Yeah, they're not supposed to be.
What do we-
super-
who we-
Dolly,
Dolly
or
or
Aretha.
Aretha.
It would be Dolly.
Dolly.
Okay. Elvis or Sinatra?
Elvis.
Elvis.
Willie or Johnny?
Willie.
I would say Johnny.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Oh, Prince.
Prince.
I knew the guitar player was going to say Prince. So.
Yeah.
Beyonce or Taylor Swift? Remember, you are in Houston.
The way you said that, it was just like you were going to say like Beyonce.
Your feelings? She's no Sebastian Bach. That's the
Right.
way I feel
Right.
about it.
Sorry, so it's Beyonce or Tay Tay? Is that what you got?
Tay-Tay, are you a
I'm
Swiftie?
going
or-
Taylor.
Well, you better hope they don't see this.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
I think I would have to go Taylor.
Okay. Metallica or Sabbath?
Ooh.
We got to go to Sabbath's final show in their hometown of Birmingham. They did
Yeah.
2, and as Sharon invited us out, we were hanging out with. I was with Kelly. I played guitar for Kelly.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we were at Ozfest in L.A.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's got to come out and play. Even, okay, I'll give you more story. So that was the end tour, right? And they did the whole world tour. And Dauzat St. Marie was going to play. We were going to be on that tour. So they did VIP rooms that were kind of like this. And, people would pay however much. And you got to get a photo with the band. You got to do a private
Like
Q&A with Ozzy.
Q&A with Ozzy, yeah.
Okay.
And there was like
A bar.
there was
a
a
private
waiting,
bar,
yeah, it was
and
a
you
private
could
bar.
hang
There was a
out.
waiting area to get in. There was
Yeah.
something like that. She was gonna have Dauzat St. Marie play because
Oh, wow.
We do like
Uh,
a bluegrass version of
we do
Mom, I'm Coming Home. We do
Oh,
War
really?
Pigs, which we kind of played tonight. A bit
several.
We do a few of
Yeah, I
those.
thought I heard y'all mix that in. I was
We
like,
Yeah, we
did.
did. Yeah.
I
that
was doing
happened.
something. I was like,
So yeah, so
What?
like we've done several like Sabbath songs, and they end up kind of bluegrassy. And so she heard it, and she's like, "Yeah, get them out." And then at the last minute, she's like, "Well, I don't know if that'd be weird if you have somebody playing Sabbath songs before they see Sabbath, right?" And so when I heard that, I was like, "Yeah,
It's not going to happen.
it's not going to happen." And indeed, it did not happen. And then so what they did is they got a DJ who played Sabbath songs
course.
right before.
Of course.
But whatever. She was like, "It's fine. We come out, come out
hang
and see,
anyway."
hang out with us for the last 2 shows." So we got to go out to Birmingham, UK, to see his last 2
that's
shows.
so cool.
So all that to say, Metallica.
I'm so team Metallica.
I grew up on Sabbath because my brothers are 10 and 11 years older.
Right.
So I grew up on those records. Love it to death. But then, in when Metallica hit me when I was, 14.
Right.
Whenever that came into my life, that was like I had a Metallica shirt for every day of the week.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like that was my everything. So I'm Metallica.
So what is
Yeah.
your favorite Metallica record?
I'm thinking.
Just to get
So
off
I
on even more
think
of a bigger
it's
tangent.
hard. Like I love Master Puppets.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. It's perfect.
God, I mean, but there's Ride the Lightning.
Yeah.
I guess I'm Master Puppets.
Yeah.
But I really, really loved any of the covers they did too.
Oh, yeah. So, like, we were
Master
driving
Puppets.
out on our way out here and heard Steel Drivers and the
Dervish.
Dervish do Whiskey in a Jar.
Oh yeah.
And it's so cool because then when you hear that and know the history that it's this old, Scottish and Irish ballad tune.
I had no idea.
But
Oh,
then
you
when
didn't? Oh, yeah.
No, we
Oh,
only
yeah.
knew
I
the
kn-
Metallica version.
Well, the Thin Lizzy, right? Was that
Well,
who made it
Thin
big?
Thin Lizzy
Yeah.
did it, but I mean it's an old Irish.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's an old.
No idea.
I think Dervish played here years ago.
Oh man, they were
think.
great.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah.
But it really shined a light on how amazing the covers Metallica did.
Oh, yeah.
How crafted they were because
right.
they made them their own.
Like Bread Fan is still. I
I
Yeah.
absolutely love
Yeah.
that.
I love that
Love
song.
it.
Yeah.
So I can't find a copy of that anywhere from the guy who did that originally.
Budgie.
Budgie did it, and I'm
Yeah.
looking for that record for. I collect records. I've
Budgie
been looking
record?
for it forever. I don't buy them online. So, I
So
have
the
to find it.
Budgie version of that is obviously really old,
Yeah.
super heavy
No,
though.
it's
like
cool.
for the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
you'll love it. I mean, and Metallica they honored it. Like
Oh, yeah.
definitely, it was pretty dead on.
It was. So I got Lady Gaga and Madonna.
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 Well, thank you. Thank you very much. So I got one more for you.
Okay.
Kelly Osbourne or Rick Springfield?
Oh, that's so unfair.
That one's for you.
Oh.
You don't have actually.
No,
have
it's
to
a
answer that.
tie.
It's a tie.
We'll share a story. So I'll share one of Rick. So again, Rick was like, open up any of these, and so for a while there, all the stripped down shows, we would go out. Now this guy was trying to make it in music and was trying like as a backup plan to make it in acting. They both hit at the same time. Yeah. So he's doing hard soap opera schedule all week and then going out on the weekends, and this guy's never stopped. So we were out with him every weekend. We'd play shows and come back, and then we'd meet up with them again on the Thursday, and we're exhausted. We're like, what did y'all do? Basically just sat on the couch and did laundry. He's like, oh, check this out. I just did this new music video, and I wrote this new song, and I'm working on this, and I'm writing a book. And it's like, he never stops.
Yeah.
He has a
I
zero
have
chill.
so much respect for that. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Work ethic is
Yeah.
insane.
And then Kelly grew up with her dad. I mean, she's got all
Yeah, she's just a survivor in general.
She's just
and
got
her mom.
all
I don't know if
the-
her mom.
talent her
Like
dad
we've known her
has.
since she was 17.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now she's a mom. That's
Yeah,
insane.
I know. But she's got all the talents. I mean, and
Yeah.
owns the crowd right off the bat. I mean, just
Is
so
she
much
still
props
doing
to
music?
her.
I haven't really.
No.
No, and
Every
I-
time we see her, she's like, man, I'm going to get back in and do whatever.
Yeah,
But
it's
I mean,
hard. I think when you
it's,
get out.
Yeah, I mean, like, she does mostly like hosting, whatever TV stuff, and that pays,
Right.
pays the bills. So
Yeah.
it's probably hard. I mean,
Like-
we had a great run and we did a lot of stuff, but ultimately, I think, that's a tougher life.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
We were laughing the other day because we got, every now and then you get these like Facebook bonuses on a reel you've done or something. And I looked at him, I said, you realize we make more money on our reels than we do streaming our music.
Yeah.
No doubt.
It's
No
insane.
doubt.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So it's a labor of love.
I mean, if you just come up with Hawk Tui, we'd all be
That's
millionaires. So I think I'll end it there.
There you go. I think you
Thanks for
stuck the
sitting down with me.
landing.
I appreciate it. Thanks
Stuck
very much.
the landing.
man.
Thank you.
It's been great.
We'll be back.
Yes.